presentation of the National Football League.
After hundreds of battles throughout the season, we finally determine a champion tonight. As EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings you the biggest game of them all, the Super Bowl. Up next, one team's name will join NFL immortality at the end of tonight's battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt, happy to have you with us. And it's an unusual spot to be, Brock. Both teams here, well, they have fought and earned their way to this one. Yet this still looks like could be one of the more lopsided Super Bowl matchups that we have seen in our time in the NFL.
It looks that way on paper, but we know. We've watched it through the centuries, but we know that upsets happen in this moment. Broadway Joe's guarantee and the Jets win. It's just a third Super Bowl. Is those Giants shocked the Patriots in their perfection. And that lesser-known Tom Brady, yeah, they too got past the greatest show on turf. This moment, underdogs emerge.
A tradition started back in 1967 has now reached its diamond anniversary. And off we go in Super Bowl 60. He stopped on the run back to the 27. For the Rams offense, getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out, it's one of the game's all-time leading passers. The top pick back in 2009. Still going strong, it's Matthew Stafford.
Kate, I can only imagine what's running through his mind right now. What an arduous fight across the entire NFC postseason to get to this moment. I think this is one of those moments that you just go back in that backyard as a kid, and you close your eyes, and you dreamed of when you were little, and you're living in it right now.
Stafford to the air to start us off. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
They'll try something else from the 27 this time, 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. That's complete, the coup on the left side. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
We've set it down from the 37. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. That's a Super Bowl caliber stop right there as they finish that play off behind the line. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Man in motion, headed right. Draw play. This is Williams. This one isn't looking much better, Brock. He's handed another loss. It's 2 in a row. They've got 3rd down now coming up.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. Well, not a chance at all as he is met at the line on this one. That's going to be 4th and very long.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. Jukes away from one. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
Kate, this is one of those moments that I so wish we had those thought bubbles, that we could see and hear every thought going through his mind as he runs on the field on this Super Bowl Sunday. I'm sure there's some anxiety. I'm sure there's a little bit of nervousness. But I know when that ball gets snapped in his hands, this guy is ready for this moment because he's proved it all season long.
They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Defender's there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this 3rd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Burrow. This connects with Higgins. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. Big gain, 14 on the play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. All right. Now things starting to pick up a little bit after a slow start, Brock. Last things fans want to see is a couple of uninspiring drives to begin a game.
Yep, they get the first and generate just a little excitement that we could see maybe our first touchdown here, or at least avoid another quick punt.
They motion the tight end over. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. That's a Super Bowl caliber stop right there as they finish that play off behind the line.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Throw finds Jamar Chase. And they get this down to the 44 before he stops. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Opening drive, about to break into field goal range. We got 1st and 10 at the 44. Going play action here, Burrow. It is caught left side. And it's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there, 2nd down. Now the completion rate is strong, partner. The yards, you got to imagine, will start to come soon enough.
You never go broke taking a profit, and you know this one too, Kate. The crumbs always lead to...
Oh, the cookie. Now I'm hungry. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Stop made by Braden Fisk.
Braden Fisk on the stop. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
So Super Bowl 60, a quarter of the way done. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. More from Santa Clara coming up. 8th play of the drive now. They need 2 to keep it going. Here he is on 3rd and short. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
On 4th down, Bengals calling on Ryan Rico for the punt. Back deep for the Rams, it's Xavier Smith. Now this is a beauty of a kick. It's headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. So the LA offense getting out there for their 2nd drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Another run for Williams. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Stafford now on 3rd down. Screen here for Williams. And he's escorted out of bounds, but not before driving them up near the 25. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
On 1st down, here's Stafford. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. To throw, Stafford. Coming deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the Bengals get to it.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Well, free that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
Cincinnati headed back out for its 2nd drive now. And they're playing with a chance to take the lead right here. Get a nice little cushion in what has been an otherwise really close game.
Yeah, and really the mindset, Kate, is this has got to be the drive. When you break the huddle, you look at each other and say, right now, these are the moments that tilt the game in our favor. Because you know if you don't get it done, you've given your opponent that opportunity.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
From the red zone on 1st. Brought in. And this one doesn't go far. We are still scoreless in this one as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Super Bowl 60 and Santa Clara in just a moment. 2nd down now, they need 7. Burrow from the gun. Makes the catch. This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. One of the tight ends motions right. 3rd and short, it's Burrow. He's got it in the end zone, but he can't get the feet down. That throw just took him a little bit too far, Brock. That's going to be incomplete.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender, and even more so the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an exciting completion.
McPherson's kick is good. And they're able to get 3 points off that turnover.
Okay, they got the ball off the fumble, and they knew what to do with it when they took over. Just find a way to put points on the board.
You feel alive like you can't have enough. You probably feel paralyzed if you ain't had enough. You still feel paralyzed
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Jordan Whittington on the return. He dodged the tackle. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-0. Ready for this one. Here's 1st and 10. Stafford from the gun. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
They'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10. They send Nakua in motion left. Stafford to throw again on 2nd. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll have a small gain up to about the 32. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Bengals into the nickel set, 3rd down. Third and long, they're going to throw. Got a man, that's Nakua. And this is going to take him off, but across midfield there at the opposing 45. Timeout taken by Los Angeles, it's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. Stafford throwing again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this 1st half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Now Stafford again. Short pass brought in. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 32. It's Stafford once more. This will be caught by Adams. And he drives it forward to maybe the 27. Stop made by Barrett Carter.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Stafford's going to throw once more. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. First time this game they've looked to him. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Kate, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he could do it right there.
On for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Nevis able to knock it through. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
I think we now have, thanks to that field goal, actually a couple highlights to show. Production truck, they should be happy. Hey, video guys, put that one on the board.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it looks like we're going to have time for one more play here, Brock, as this one goes for a touchback. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep to the left. This is caught inside the 15. So that is 2 quarters in the books here at Super Bowl 60 from Santa Clara. Now over to Scott Hansen with our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight, competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thanks for that hard work, Scott. These two teams ready to break this tie as we welcome you back for the third quarter. Enough waiting, let's crown a champion, shall we? The second half of the Super Bowl is underway. Here's Charlie Jones with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Here comes the Cincinnati offense for the first drive of our second half. And they could take control of the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. To the right side and reeled in by Chase. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 from the 43. Brown on the inside give. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
Gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Burrow out of the shotgun. He's going to tuck it and roll. And Burrow gets enough for that first down and then smartly gets down to avoid the hit.
A gain of 15. And a Bengal first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Has it downfield. It's Chase. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. It would help set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Working inside the red zone. Thinking touchdown here, but they cannot connect. So that's going to send them back to the line for 2nd and goal. A close game is going to stay close, Brock, so long as plays like that are being made in big situations.
Yeah, in these tight games, you've got to have your defense making plays just like that in the red zone. Here we got a defender in particular coming through with a big hit to keep points off the board.
Setting up the running back screen. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
This is a pivotal moment on the game's biggest stage, Brock. It's 3rd and goal. The Bengals take the lead right away in half number 2. Joe Burrow with the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. All right, Brock, wondering your thought here, because to me it felt like they already had a play picked out to go for it on 4th down if that sneak hadn't worked. Do you agree?
Well, by they, if you mean the guys in the booth on the sideline, sure. But the 11 on the field, that effort just showed you they were not thinking about anything else but pushing it across the line.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Corum now on the return. The coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Sanford. Throwing the out route complete. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. While that play was going on, we see that one of their teammates shaken up on the play. Not quite sure what happened, but they're out there to tend to him. So 1st down from the 41. Up the gut they go with Williams. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Tackle made by Miles Murphy.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Working from the gun. Here's Stepford. Going left side, taken in by Adams. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. Gets 16 yards on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And with a nice game, he runs him down inside of field goal range.
I just just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
Less than a ruler needed here on second down. They stay on the ground with Williams. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. Hard to believe, but just one quarter left in our season. We're through 3 in Super Bowl 60. It's Rams ball, and they've got to erase this deficit if they want that title. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, going left. First down, and they go right back to it. And he's stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
On second down, a run with Williams. He'll scrape together a few yards, but not much. Third down coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Third down, and they need to get 10. Back to throw it. Monkfield makes the catch. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and goal. Here's Williams. He sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Here's another for it. And this time he's in. Touchdown, LA. The Rams now trailed by just a point in the 4th. Kyron Williams, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Extra point of their entire season. And he hits that point after, so we're all set up for a heck of a finish here. We're tied in the final frame of the Super Bowl. After tying this game up, they're all set to center away. On a return, this is Piron. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. They're headed out there after just watching their lead disappear, but going off of that, an opportunity does exist now for an immediate answer.
And I'm going to say the quiet thing out loud here, Kate. There is a part of this offensive group that just loves this opportunity. They get the chance right now to answer, and not just that, but possibly come up with a game-winning drive.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Here's Brown to start the drive. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. It's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
We've set it downs from the 37. Burrow now on 1st down. Finds him over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A give left side to Brown. Rolling into enemy territory. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. They keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow. Taken in by Chase, left side. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Right back to Chase. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Now the Rams will use the 1st of their timeouts. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the 1st. They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this 1st and goal. Brown goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's 2nd. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Turned away again. 2 great defensive stands. We've arrived at 3rd and goal. Now the Rams are going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Big moment coming up for Evan McPherson on this attempt. The 27-yard look here. That one is good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed the lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
McPherson on to handle the kickoff.
The kickoff for Cincinnati.
Whittington now on the return. This makes it up to the 25. The Rams headed out to the field now. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Starting out with an empty backfield, Brock. Here they come. 1st and 10. Back to throw. This one falls incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Ranging near a minute to play. 2nd and 10. Setting up to pass. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Complete to 2-2 and goal. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Throwing now. He'll have the 1st down and even more. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him.
It's a gain of
That's 16
yards.
on the pickup. And the Rams have the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
This ain't what you want.
Here he is to throw. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. It's a sack on 1st down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on 2nd. And the 4th time, the charm for the city of Cincinnati, Brock. They've finally done it. The Bengals are Super Bowl champions. You think of all the seasons this franchise has gone through, Brock, the great teams they had that came up just a little bit short, the rebuilds that ushered in new, hopeful eras, all of those have led to this moment when they were finally able to claim their 1st Super Bowl title.
And you know what's so amazing about this mountaintop, Kate, is we're looking out on the field and the confetti and all the players and coaches and families, everyone in the building, and yet you and I know there's so many millions in their town that are just going crazy tonight, being a part of something they've never gotten to experience before.
So for our entire crew here at EA Sports, for my partner Brock Hewitt and myself, that's going to do it on another fantastic NFL season. We cannot wait to catch you all again in the fall. I'm Kate Scott. Wherever and however you've been watching, please get home safe tonight, everybody. Good night from Santa Clara.